And I just went in and did Howard's show a couple weeks ago for the first time in a while and told a story.
Yeah, speaking of corn.
I told a story that after I told the story, and I always tell people this is the greatest story of all time, and I feel bad because I know Julie Buck is actually listening to the show right now.
Actually, hold on one second. I think you've told, 3 stories so far?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every one of them started, this is the greatest story of all time.
He's actually telling the truth this time.
Yeah, this story, I've told
Riz?
people in Los Angeles this story, and they go, that's the greatest story I've ever heard.
And
You could write a movie about that.
And this is the story you also told on the Stern Show, right?
An hour after I told this story, Gary pointed out to me that my name was the number 2 most searched thing on the internet.
Listen, so here's the deal. I was just checking out Google Trends, and if you look at it, you're actually the number 2 most searched thing on the internet, man. Crazy. It's funny, man. No, it's funny. It's true. I got you. All
right, so what happened? You went to a corn show.
I got to apologize to Julie. I'm sorry you're about to hear this, but this is the story. Here's what happened. I did a show in New York one night. A couple guys, and I've known a couple guys from Korn, and they were in town with a day off, and I invited them to come out to a comedy club, and they brought a couple guys from another band that they were touring with, Linkin Park, and they came to this comedy club, and I made sure that some of my favorite comedians were going to perform that they could see. One was Judah, another was my friend Big J. Okerson, and a couple other guys. So we do the show, and afterwards they said, hey, tell your comedian friends if they want to come down tomorrow night. We're doing a show in Camden, New Jersey. We'll get everyone hooked up with passes and get them all set up for the show, whoever they want to bring. All the comedians were fired up about that. I ride down to Camden with my friend Big J and his girlfriend, who is now...
Big J's a good dude. I've had him in here before.
Big J's a real funny guy. So we go down to Camden, New Jersey, and we go to the concert. Now... Korn starts, and I bring Big J and his girlfriend on stage to watch Korn, and I go, I'm going to go walk around for a little bit. I leave, and as I leave, outside the backstage entrance is these 2 girls who stop me and say, hey, can you get us backstage? Our girlfriend's back there, and we're trying to get a hold of her. Do you know how we can get passes? And I go, you girls are hot. You shouldn't have any problems getting backstage, because that's what hot girls do, is you end up backstage. And they said, well, you're not so bad yourself. And I thought they were joking, and I said, well, then why don't we go make out then? And they go, let's go. And I go, are you serious? You guys are, and they go, yeah. And I go,
yeah, dude, shut up and go.
Can you guys just hang on for 1 second, and I'll be right back? And I ran into the production office. I go, dude, is there any way I can get 2 passes? There's 2 girls, and they want to make out with me. And he goes, yeah, sure, dude, go. And he gives me 2 passes, and I run out, and I see the girls, and now their third friend is there. And I go, hey, who are you? And she goes, oh, I'm the girl that was back there. Do you have another pass? Because I'm supposed to get back there. And I go, weren't you just backstage? She goes, yeah. And I go, why don't you have a pass? She goes, well... do you know, and she's giving me this whole story, and I go, you know what, just follow me. I have an all-access pass. Follow me, and I got another pass in my friend's car. So it's in the loading dock, so just follow me. So I walked them down into the loading dock where all the tour buses and trucks are at. That's where we parked our car. It's a big Blazer. And I said, wait here. I'm going to get some keys. I go to get my friend Big J, and I go, dude, I got to borrow your keys for 1 second. He goes, why, what's up? And I go, I'll tell you later. I grab the keys. I go back in the car. I reach in the glove box, and I have a working pass in the glove box, which is essentially like an all-access pass.
Sure.
So I give it to the girl, and I go, hey, you got to put this, it's a sticky, so you got to put it on. And when I put it on her, we started making out. And at some point, one of the other girls made a comment, and we started making out. And then I started making out with the other girl, and it started to get kind of crazy, like out in public. And I go, you know what? Just get in the car. We jump in the car.
So wait, now you're in the loading dock.
I'm in the loading dock in a Blazer, like a big giant, SUV type car.
Right.
And we jump in the car.
You're making out with these 3 chicks.
I end up having sex with all 3 of these girls for the next hour. I'm sitting in the front seat.
You lasted an hour with 3 chicks.
They would take turns. One would come to the front, and the other one would climb into the back, and the 2 in the back were coaching. And
I got no point. Dude, I would have been done in 2 seconds.
I actually see flashes going off, and I look up, and the tour bus that we're parked in front of, the cab of the tour bus is packed with guys filming and cheering me on. And they're taking pictures. It's a couple crew guys and bodyguards for Korn. And they're cheering me on, and I give them the thumbs up. And, and then finally it finishes, and the girls go, hey, Linkin Park's on stage. Can we watch Linkin Park? And I go, you girls can do whatever the hell you want. I don't care. And I go, hey, you know what, though? Come back. Let's hang out later because, that was fun, and we should do that again.
Hold on, let me ask you a legitimate question.
Yes.
All right, so is this like a regular thing, you having sex with multiple women at the same time? Okay,
Not
never.
Even close.
This has been...
This was just one of those
Yeah, but
Hold on, hold on. I got more questions. So this is your first time ever with the...
Absolutely.
Have you fantasized about this before? This is one of your big fantasies?
I never thought in a million years. Obviously, you know, if you watch like...
No one ever thinks they're going to win the lottery, but you've dreamt of winning the lottery.
Yes.
Okay.
But believe it or not...
What were you high on that you were able to last so long? You said an hour?
Yeah, well, what it was I swear to God, there was something about pacing that I just felt like, and they were kind of pacing because the coaching that was going on was all about pacing from the two. I can't even say the detail. You know what? Go to Jay Bucks, and I'm going to tell you a lot more details when you go this weekend because there's a lot more to that story.
Maybe he was practicing some like Sting tantric.
No.
Well, it was
you thinking
part
a lot
of
about baseball.
There's also a nervousness that people seem to be watching, and you know whatever.
I like being pea shy.
I can't even believe this is going on. But believe it or not, that's the story that makes it the greatest story of all time is what happened afterwards. The girl said, hey, we want to go watch Linkin Park. And I go, you girls can do whatever the hell you want. Just come back later and let's hang out. I go up to the stage. I see my friend Big J, and I go, dude. And he goes, where the hell were you, man? What the hell? And I go, man, you're not going to believe this. Jay, dude, I just had sex with 3 girls at the same time in your car. And he goes, guess. Tell me you're kidding me right now. And I go, why? What's up? And he goes, that's a brand new car. And I go, who cares about your car? Are you serious? And he's yelling at me, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Why are you being a dick to me? And we're walking towards the car. They want to leave. They're mad. And I think he's putting on a show because his girlfriend's there, and that's why he's telling me, oh, man, because I'm like, dude.
Because otherwise the guy would be like, no way, dude.
Yeah, I just had the greatest moment of my life. Yeah. We get to the car, and this is where it becomes the greatest story of all time.
Here it is.
Carla leans into the car. And after a few seconds, she screams at Jay. Jay goes, what? And he's listening to her, and he comes around, looks at me, and he goes, nice job, Guess. And I go, why? What's up? And he goes, one of those girls stole $400 out of Carla's purse. 2 minutes later, we realize there's jewelry missing from the car. And 2 minutes after that, we hear a cell phone going off underneath the driver's seat. One of the girls dropped her cell phone and it rolled underneath the driver's seat. So Carla picked up the phone and goes, hello? Hi. Yeah. Sure. You know what? Do you remember the car that you were just at? Yeah, come back to the car and we'll give you your cell phone back. Hangs up the phone, tells the police officers backstage, we just got robbed, and these girls are coming back to get their cell phone, and they robbed everything in our car, and the cops are like, wait, and then other cops start getting called in, so there's a kind of a crowd building. One of the bodyguards for Korn walks over to me and goes, dude, what's going on? I go, I guess one of those girls stole stuff while we were in the car doing something. He goes, all right, well, listen, if you need any witnesses, we saw the whole thing. And I go, I know you did. I know. And he goes, dude, we got the whole thing on film. And I go, I know. And he goes, all right. So the van pulls up, or a van pulls up to the backstage area. 2 of the girls get out of the car. They start walking towards our car, and they go, hey, can we get our cell phone real quick? And Jay goes, yeah, hold on a second. Real quick. Which one of you whores stole money out of my girlfriend's purse? And they go, what? A door opens to the van of this car. A guy jumps out and he goes, did you just call her a whore? That's my wife. I'll kick your ass. He goes, that's your wife? Quick, come here. And he grabs him by the shirt. And he goes, did you not just get done telling me you had sex with all 3 of these girls at the same time in my car? Another door opens up to the van. A second guy jumps out and goes, did you say he had sex with all of our wives? I go, I didn't say anything. I haven't said anything. He's talking. I haven't said a word. Everyone starts yelling. The cops are separating people. And in front of one of the cops, in front of Big J, one of the girls goes up to one of the cops and goes, listen, here's the deal. We all just had sex with this guy, but we didn't steal anything, and we don't want our husbands to know that we just had sex with him, okay? So you have to let us go. We're not thieves, okay? Can you please let us go?
Just whores.
Before our husbands find out what's going on, can you please let us go? And the cop walks over to Carla and says, Carla, the girls have money, and you can't prove whose money that is. As far as your personal items, they don't have them. We have to let these girls go. And they said, all right. So all the girls get in the van. All the guys get in the van. They're staring at me. They pull out. And as they pull out of the backstage area, all of Carla's stuff is underneath the van as they pull away. So one of the girls jumped out of the car and threw everything underneath the van to come talk to the cops. And it was Brian from Korn standing there, and he goes, hey, Isn't that your stuff? And they go, that's our stuff! That's our stuff! And the cops get on the radio and they go, we have a couple of people trying to leave the property. They've robbed a car and you have to stop them. All the cop cars on the property of the Tweeter Center go into action to block off the exit to the Tweeter Center. There's a police helicopter that's overhead trying to stop.
How is it your threesome?
They have